What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Thank you so much for taking a moment out of your busy schedule to tune in to this pre-workout review here. And boy, do I have a doozy here for you today. So this company, Chaos and Pain, they've been around for a very, very long time. Way before High Stim Ace even started my fitness journey, and especially pre-workout reviews. These guys go way, way back. They've been providing for all Stim Junkies for at least the last 10 years. And man, you got to put some respect on the name Chaos and Pain, because these guys have been doing it for far longer than a lot of other companies. They were generous enough to send me a massive, massive care package, and I did do an unboxing videos. You guys can watch the unboxing video. I'm going to link it in the description down below. But they sent me out a couple of their hitters, fat burners, pre-workouts, pump formulas, pump capsules. They sent me a whole host of stuff, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, for sending out all these products for me to review. And believe me, it may take a while, but I'm going to get to everything. So today we're going to start with their flagship pre-workout from the Cannibal series, and this right here is Cannibal Ferox. And this one here is iconic. It's been around for a long time. This here is the reformulated version. It's been reformulated for quite a while, I think at least for the last year, year and a half. It's not recently reformulated, but this is the version they've had on the shelves for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years at this point. I heard mixed things about the original version. Some people said it slapped, it hit way too hard. Other people said it gave them anxiety, whatever, but this version here, supposedly, from what I hear, toned it down a little bit. But all this talk of toning down, and you got this crazy intense graphic over here, Cthulhu himself in his golden form coming out here to help us with the gains. I love the aesthetic here, a little bit of Illuminati going on, a little bit of Cthulhu influence, H.P. Lovecraft. I love me that stuff. And it says here, face melting nootropic pre-workout energy complex from the Cannibal series. And this here is the Pineapple Express flavor. Not the strain, guys, not the Pineapple Express strain. Those days are gone. I'm not toking that Pineapple Express. Instead, I am drinking it in 2024. So we're going to break down this label, guys. I'm going to tell you what I think about this pre-workout, if it's worth picking up, where you can pick it up, and should you add this to your arsenal, guys. There's a lot to discuss, so let's get to it. Alright guys, so like I said, Chaos and Pain, really, really iconic company. They've been in the game for far longer than even some of the big names that we know today. They've been around for a very, very long time, and there's a reason for it, guys. Longevity is an indicator of quality products. So this was the first pre-workout I sampled. They did provide me with the Riot pre-workout, which is their take on a more daily use kind of pre-workout, and I will run that one soon. They did give me the Cannibal Ferox Amped, which is supposed to be their crazy, crazy illicit high stim hitter. This one here, based on label anyway, falls somewhere in the middle, and that's why I started off with this one. I figured this would be a great entry point, and I was intrigued with the flavor. Pineapple Express, like I said, that brings back memories from the past self of mine, but this Pineapple Express here is delicious. It's yummy, it goes down smoothly, it's a little bit sweet, not too over the top, synthetic sweet, tastes perfect. Doesn't have a crazy nasty kick afterwards, tastes just right, and I really, really like it. So what does it say here? Directions for use. We packed Ferox with everything we could to make perfect for anything, from lifting heavy things, smashing all-night study sessions, or working hungover. I like that. They got a little bit of a sense of humor. I dig that. Drop 1/4 to 1 scoop of Ferox into liquid to get crazy. Never exceed 1 scoop or take close to bedtime. So, you know what? The first time I did run it, I actually ran this 3 times, but the first time I did run this was in the evening time, maybe 5:30 p.m. I'm happy to report there was no sleep issues, nothing like that. It didn't keep me up. There wasn't even a crazy crash on it. I'm going to get to the effects. I'm going to tell you guys everything. I did run it 3 times. The first time, I ran this pre-workout on its own just to get a feel, an assessment to see how this affects me in the gym on its own. Second time I ran it, I did pair the Cannibal Permaswole pump formula, and this here is their trademark pump product. It's a little bit of a heavy scoop. As a matter of fact, it's 26.58 grams, so definitely a big old hefty scoop. And I did pair them together, drank them separately. I didn't stack them on top of each other, but I took the pump formula 30 minutes, 35 minutes prior to training, and then took this one about maybe 10 minutes before training. So that's how I did it the second time. And then the third time, which was today, I paired it with the Chemical NO pump, NO standing for nitric oxide. And this right here is a much lighter pump formula. There's only 5 ingredients in here. It's 4 capsules, so very easy to digest. And I'm going to outline the differences with all 3 experiences and tell you guys, once again, is it worth picking up? But enough with the chatter, guys. Let's break down this label. 1 scoop will yield 15.9 grams, and a flat scoop did actually give me a little bit over 16, so we're at perfect territory here. Nothing too crazy, not too overdosed, and certainly not underdosed. So we're right on the money with the scoop. We have 25 servings per container, which is great in this terrible economy that we're in right now. God bless chaos and pain. 25 servings is great in my book. We begin with L-citrulline malate at 6,000 milligrams, 2-to-1 ratio. So not the craziest dose of citrulline, and this is again why the first time I did run it on its own, but the other 2 times I did pair it with those pump products they sent out. We have beta-alanine, 3,200 milligrams for the tingles, clinical dose, very nice. Betaine anhydrous, 2,500 milligrams for the strength output, also at the clinical dose. We got arugula extract, which is trademarked as Nitro Rocket, 1,500 milligrams, and that actually is another pump product, and it's something that is unique to Chaos and Pain, something that they did trademark, and they put it in a lot of their products. L-tyrosine for that focus, 750 milligrams, a little bit on the lower dose. Caffeine anhydrous, 450 milligrams, big old dose of caffeine anhydrous, and I do believe that is the only source of caffeine we have in here, which in that case, it's okay. If you had 450 of anhydrous and then 100 of dicaffeine malate and 100 of citrate, it might be a little too much, but 450 caffeine anhydrous, it's okay in my book. Definitely in that stim junkie realm. Mucana Pereiras, which is L-Dopa, 150 milligrams, an ingredient I really, really like. Theophylline anhydrous, 50 milligrams. Yohimbine HCl, 3 milligrams to help with the sweating, with the energy, with a little bit of that fight or flight response, if you will. And speaking of fight or flight, we got alpha yohimbine next as Ruolfia, 2 milligrams. So we got the yo-yo blend totaling 5 milligrams, 3 from the yohimbine and 2 from the alpha yo. Alpha yo is going to help with that sense of urgency, a little bit of that aggression, really tie and bring the package together and create a nice bundle of energy and aggression to get you going in the gym. The yohimbine itself is more for sweating. It's got some thermogenic fat burning properties, but they synergize well together, and that's why we got it in here, the yo-yo blend. And lastly, we got Huperzine A, 1% yield, 200 micrograms to really help with that nootropic focus. So that's the label, guys. It's a pretty simple label, not too over the top, definitely falling into the medium stim junkie kind of pre-workout territory. It's not like a crazy stack DMHA, DMAA kind of pre-workout, but there's definitely a nice amount of stimulants in here. Caffeine's at 450, so to me that's perfect. Got the yo-yo blend to supposedly give you that aggression, energy, sense of urgency while you're training. And we got the Huperzine for the focus, and the pumps with the citrulline malate, and the Nitro Rocket. So it's a nice little package, and it's not too over the top. How many ingredients do we have in here? It's got about, I would say about 12, 13 ingredients, not really counting, but yeah, it looks like 12, 13 ingredients, so I think that's really, really good. Not too over the top, not a crazy stack, 37.5 ingredient science book label, just the way I like it. Before I get into my experience, guys, breaking down this pre-workout, running it 3 times, don't forget to like this video, share the video with a fellow stim junkie or a fitness enthusiast, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We are nearing 1,000 subscribers, hashtag road to 1,000. Once I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, guys, there's going to be an epic giveaway. So share the channel and subscribe if you haven't yet, because you're not going to want to miss this one. It's something really, really special, and I think you guys are going to like it. Let's talk about this pre-workout experience. So the first time I took it, like I said, didn't pair anything. Took it on its own and hit the gym. The first 10 or 15 minutes, I didn't really feel all that much. Flavor was delicious, like I said, but I went to the gym and, I didn't really feel much. Even the caffeine anhydrous didn't really kick me that hard. I felt maybe a little bit more alert, slight tingles on my arms and going down my body, but other than that, it wasn't too crazy. What started happening, though, at that 15, 16, 17-minute mark was a mood elevation started coming about, and I started feeling really, really positive. And that mood elevation grew really, really quickly, man. I'm talking 5 minutes since the initial mood elevation comes in, it starts building, and suddenly I start feeling good. I start feeling locked in a bubble of happiness and really bordering on euphoria. I wouldn't say this is quite that DMHA illicit euphoria, but an amazing, incredibly positive mood elevation. So you start warming up slowly. There isn't a crazy energy that comes about. There isn't that sense of urgency that comes in yet, but stay tuned, guys, because it doesn't stop there. This is a roller coaster kind of experience. It builds up slowly. First off, mood elevation, alertness, and that morphs into a focus. Once you warm up with 2, 3, 4 sets, lifting a little bit lighter, building your way up gradually, suddenly it all clicks together, man. On that 4th set, that's when I transitioned it into my working sets, and the aggression and energy came in. The mood elevation was still very much there. I was still happy, and like I said, teetering on that euphoria, but not quite crossing that threshold into the euphoria. Really positive mood elevation, though. And it's weird because with a name like Cannibal Ferox, which they did name after the movie from the 70s or whatever it was crazy movie, guys. If you're into gory, uncut, raw kind of horror movies, watch Cannibal Ferox and watch Cannibal Holocaust. Or don't, because they're over the top. But I digress. With a name like Cannibal Ferox, you would expect this to be like a crazy, insane, angry, aggressive kind of experience, but it's really not. This dude here is actually pretty jolly. Don't let appearances fool you guys, because it starts off as a very happy kind of experience, and the experience was identical all 3 times I ran it. The only difference was the pumps were a little bit different, but it starts smooth and it builds up. But then the sweats start coming in at about that 20-25 minute mark. I think the Ohimbine and Alpha Yo take a little bit longer to digest here. And that's really when everything starts coming together. I don't think there's bioperine in here. No, a lot of these other pre-workouts that have a lot of stimulants, nootropics, whatever, they're going to have either estrogen or bioperine to help with the absorption, to help you process everything efficiently. Now, this doesn't have that, so maybe that's why the Alpha Yo is delayed here. It's delayed, but it's most certainly here, okay? Within the 25-ish minute mark, you're going to start feeling the sweats, the Alpha Yo, the aggressive energy is going to come in. And that happy mood elevation is going to transition into a deep, locked-on focus where the positive aggression comes about. And you're still going to feel very positive and happy. The music's going to sound great, but it's going to become a lot more aggressive. And at that point, you're dialed in on the mission at hand, and you just want to keep pumping and pushing and just doing set after set after set. It's a beautiful experience, guys. And it's funny because the beta-alanine, you don't feel it in the beginning, maybe just a little tiny bit within that first 10-15 minutes. But man, within that 25-30 minute mark, when the Alpha Yo really starts coming together, that's when the beta-alanine comes in. I've never seen anything like that before. It's like a delayed beta-alanine. It's very, very interesting. The Alpha Yo and the beta-alanine are delayed. So I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, when you're taking this pre-workout, take it 20 minutes before you start training. I think that is the perfect way to do it. The first time I did it was about 10 minutes before I started training, and you know, it did take me a little while to build up to the point where I'm in that zone and I'm pushing and I'm confident and I'm happy and I'm going all out. But if you take this 20 minutes prior, then that'll be the perfect point. You're going to warm up 2, maybe 3 sets, and then the whole package is going to come in together, guys. You're going to feel the energy, the aggression, the positive mood elevation. You're going to sweat on this one, man. I had a crazy grueling cardio session after this, and I was drenched from head to toe. I'm still feeling it a little bit now, believe it or not. But this is a beautiful pre-workout, and for something that tastes so good, you wouldn't expect it to hit, because a lot of the crazy pre-workouts usually taste very synthetic and nasty, and those are the ones that slap the hardest. But this one tastes delicious, and man, don't let that sweet, yummy taste fool you, because this one's going to take you on a ride. The pumps on this one were really solid on its own. I wouldn't say they were anything mind-blowing, but you're going to be working so hard between hitting the sets repeatedly, and you're going to be sweating and in that zone that the pumps are going to be great naturally. But if you're going to stack the Cannibal Permaswole like I did the second time, then you're going to get much juicier pumps, because this is a great pump product. I'm not going to go through this whole label. This will have its own review down the line, but this is definitely a heavy scoop. 8 grams of L-citrulline malate, so you're adding that on top of the 6 that we already have in the Cannibal Ferox. And you got some coconut water in here, pink Himalayan salt, and a couple of other things. And man, this thing, it pairs really nicely. It's a great combination. But what I really liked, guys, was today when I paired the Chemical NO Pump right here. These caps have only 5 ingredients in here. We got hydroprime, arginine, S7, estrogen, and bioperine. And I think the key component here is the estrogen and bioperine, because like I said, this does not have those two ingredients. So when you're adding this on top of the Cannibal, then they synergize really, really well together. And it's going to help the ingredients absorb a little bit better, because today, when I took this pre-workout and I stacked the pump caps on top of it, I felt the alpha yo within 15 minutes as opposed to 25 minutes. So I think the estrogen and bioperine in here really works well together, and it brings out the full potential of this pre-workout. So if you guys are looking for a pre-workout that's going to get it all done, give you good energy in the gym, really, really, really positive mood elevation, super clean, no negative side effects, no anxiety, no jitters, Alpha Yo for me was dosed just perfectly. I was sweating a lot on it, so be warned, you're gonna sweat on this pre-workout, but no jitters, no drippy nose, no anxiety, no elevated heart rate. Everything to me was perfect. You reap all the benefits from this Alpha Yo without suffering any of the negative potential side effects. So I really like this pre-workout, guys, and I gotta give a shout out to my boys over in Chaos and Pain for sending out the Cannibal Ferox. Yeah, guys, this is much happier than I thought it would be. I thought it would be more aggressive, but like I said, that 25-30 minute point, it's going to transition a little bit and you're going to get more of that aggression, but you're still going to feel very happy, great mood elevation, music's going to sound great, and overall, guys, what a beautiful experience, man. I really, really enjoyed it, and again, thank you guys so much for sending this out to me for review. I really, really enjoyed it. If you guys want to pick up the Cannibal Ferox pre-workout, head over to chaosandpain.com and use discount code ACE15. That's going to save you 15% off your entire order and help support this channel. And it applies to your entire cart. You can pick up the Cannibal Permaswole pump formula to go along with it. You can pick up the nitric oxide supporting caps, and I really like the combination with the caps better because this thing here is pretty heavy. I liked it. The pumps were great on this. Definitely more on the wet, juicy, glycerol-ish kind of pumps, even though there is no glycerol in here, surprisingly. But this is a heavy scoop, a little heavy on the stomach. Definitely better to pair this one with something really, really light. But I really like the combination, especially with the Chemical NO pump and the Cannibal Ferox. I think this is a beautiful combo. This is the winning combo right here, guys. This right here is the golden ticket. And again, you can pick it up on chaosandpain.com using discount code ACE15. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this review. I hope you guys had a great time. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I will see you next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.